I remember when I was you, lost, broken, wondering if I'd ever feel whole again. It's like looking at a shattered mirror, each piece reflecting a different fragment of pain. Healing from narcissistic abuse is like creating a masterpiece from a shattered canvas. It takes courage, faith, and learning to trust yourself again. Each brushstroke is a step towards reclaiming your identity. But where do you even begin when your sense of self has been so thoroughly dismantled? And then there was my family. My mother, she always compared me to others. Why can't you be more like your cousin? The constant comparisons, they chip away at you, you know? It's like being erased bit by bit until you're just a faint outline of who you used to be. Family gatherings became a painful reminder of my perceived inadequacy. I felt starved for attention, for validation, watching as others were nourished with praise and love. But you know what? There was always this tiny voice inside me, a splash of color in all that darkness. I couldn't hear it yet. It was like a drop of vibrant paint trying to spread through murky water. I'd catch glimpses of it sometimes, a fleeting feeling that something wasn't right, a moment of clarity in the confusion. But it was so easy to dismiss, to let it be washed away by the tidal wave of self-doubt. Often the first step in healing is simply acknowledging your pain and the abuse you've endured. But that's so scary, isn't it? It's like standing at the edge of a vast, unknown ocean, not knowing if you'll sink or swim. I remember feeling so torn. Part of me wanted to stay in that familiar pain. At least I knew what to expect there. But another part, it was reaching out for something more. It was like two different paintings overlapping and blurring together. And then I saw it. My intuition, trapped in all these dark, thorny vines. A tiny, glowing sprite of color, fighting to break free. It was terrifying to reach out. Every instinct screamed at me to stay safe, to stay small. That moment when I chose to free my intuition, to listen to that small voice inside, that was the real beginning of my journey. And let me tell you, it's been quite a ride. As I stepped into this new, colorful world, I felt overwhelmed. It was beautiful, yes, but also terrifying. Everything was so vibrant, so alive. I wasn't used to feeling so much. And then I saw it. This majestic tree with golden leaves. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. The light coming from it, it was warm, inviting. It felt like coming home after being lost for so long. You know, faith, whether in a higher power or in yourself. It can be a powerful ally in the healing journey. I didn't realize it then, but that tree, it was the embodiment of faith.
Child of light, your worth is not determined by the shadows that have surrounded you. You are loved, you are worthy, you are enough.
Those words, they hit me like a tidal wave. I felt my knees go weak, and I just started crying. It was like years of pain were finally being washed away. Next, we came to this river. The river of tears, I called it. And let me tell you, it was terrifying. All those emotions I'd bottled up for years. They were all there, flowing wild and free.
I'm hurt, I'm angry, I'm alive.
You know, they don't tell you this, but feeling your emotions, really feeling them, it's exhausting, but also incredibly freeing. It's funny, you know, we're often taught to put others first, to push ourselves to the limit, but here in this meadow, I learned that taking care of myself wasn't selfish, it was necessary. But then we reached this massive chasm. On the other side, I could see me, but a version of me that looked whole, healed, happy. God, I wanted to be her so badly. Trusting your intuition after abuse, it's terrifying. It's like trying to navigate with a compass you're not sure works anymore. But it's also a crucial step in reclaiming your power. As I took that first step onto the invisible bridge, I felt a shift in the air. Something was wrong. The colors around me started to darken, swirling ominously.
I only criticize because I love you. No one else will ever understand you like I do.
That's love bombing, you know? It's this tactic narcissists use to draw you in, to make you dependent on their approval. It's like being wrapped in a warm blanket, only to realize later that it's slowly suffocating you.
I never said that. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things.
That's gaslighting. It's when they make you question your own reality. It's like trying to paint on a canvas that keeps shifting beneath your brush. You can never trust what you see or feel. The shadows, they kept coming, each one representing a different manipulation tactic. Silent treatment, guilt tripping, verbal abuse. They surrounded me, their voices growing louder and louder. And then I fell. It was like everything just gave way. I remember reaching out, trying to grab onto something, anything. But my hands just passed through the shadows. I landed in this dark cave. All the vibrant colors from before, they were gone. Everything was just shades of gray. I felt hollow, empty, like all the paint had been drained from my world. You know, they don't tell you this, but this moment of despair, it's often where the real work of healing begins. It's like you have to completely fall apart before you can start putting yourself back together. In that moment, I felt this warmth in my chest. It was tiny, just a spark really, but it was there, and I realized it was hope. With every ounce of strength I had left, I reached out towards that tiny sprite of intuition, towards that warm divine light. My hand was shaking so badly, but I didn't stop. As I emerged from that cave, I felt different, like I'd shed an old skin. My intuition hovered near my shoulder, and I could feel that divine warmth surrounding me.
No, that's not okay.
You know, setting boundaries after abuse, it's not easy. It's like learning to paint with your non-dominant hand. Awkward at first, but with practice, it becomes natural, essential even. a bright bubbly yellow that I started using everywhere. Because healing is not just about processing pain, it's about rediscovering joy too. As I painted, I felt my intuition guiding my hand. Sometimes I'd start to doubt myself, to fall back into old patterns. But then I'd feel that warm divine light reminding me of my worth, my strength. I remember one day I tried to paint a memory from my past, but instead of the sharp pain I expected, it came out soft, muted, still there, but no longer defining me. That's when I realized how far I had come. One day I decided to paint a new self-portrait. I stood before this massive easel, my magical brush in hand. I took a deep breath, feeling my intuition's gentle encouragement, basking in that warm, divine light. Looking at that portrait, I realized something profound. Healing from narcissistic abuse, it's an ongoing masterpiece. Every day, we add new colors, new details. Some days are all bright yellows and pinks. Others might have some darker blues or grays, and that's okay. So, to anyone out there who's struggling, who feels lost in the dark, keep painting, even when it's hard, even when you can't see the full picture yet, because, darling, you are the artist of your own life, and your masterpiece is waiting to be created.